Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's video is about how I build news application in 15 minutes. If you find this to be useful and interesting, please subscribe to this channel and leave a like. You can also share as well. With that said, let's jump right in. We always used to start or initialize our project by typing expo init and proceed to give the name of the app. But in today's video, I'm gonna show you a different alternative, and that's nps create react native app and proceed to give the name of the app. So in here, I will name it as news app. How would you like to start? So you choose the second option, that's the template from Expo, and also you proceed to choose the blank. So in here, to start installing our JavaScript dependencies. As you can see, our project is ready and we also have a JavaScript dependencies installed. So let's CD into the news app. Let's open it in VS Code with this command, code and a period. So with that command, it will open it in VS Code. So this is the site where we'll be fetching our news from. That's the newsapi.org. You can move ahead and create a free account to get your API key. I already have an account in here, so I'll just copy this link. Within our code, I'll just create a constant variable of URL and assign the API key to it. And also we need a state for the articles, so we need to import useState from React. useState basically returns an array of two parameters, the first one being the current state and the next one is the function that manipulates the current state. So I name the current state as article and the next one as set article and assign a useState of an empty array. We need to create a function for fetching the articles or the news. So with the constant variable, I name the function as getArticles, which is an arrow function. So within that function, we use the fetch method and fetch the URL above. Then it will return as a promise. Then we have a response back and transform the response to a JSON format. We then take that JSON data and set the articles to the JSON data. And if it happens in any error, we use the catch method with the error as a parameter and console.log the error. This is one way of fetching data from an API. That's the .then and the .catch method. We also have a different approach, that's the async await. So let me show you that one too and stick to what you find interest. So let's install Axios. Let's import Axios from Axios, and also I'll be creating a function. I'm showing the other alternative, so I'll give it the name of the same function, getArticles, and it's going to be an arrow function. And also within that function, we are not going to use the .then.catch. We'll be using the try catch. The try is going to be executed when you have successful fetching of the data, and also within the catch block, it's going to catch any error when for some reasons it wasn't able to fetch the data. So within the try block, you use Axios.get and pass in the URL. It's an asynchronous call, meaning it returns a promise, so we need to await Axios.get, and also it returns a response, so we need to store it in a variable known as res. Therefore, we need to set the article, that function, to manipulate it. So set article and pass in the res.data. So with the response, we have a data object on it. And if it happens in any error, we use the console.log and pass in the error. That's the other alternative. So she sticks to what you find interesting. So I'll be using the .then.catch. I just want to show you how it works. So I'll get rid of that and also uncomment the first one. I'll be using the .then and the .catch method. So we need to actually call the get article function somewhere. So we need to import use effect from React. What the use effect does, it's basically used for rendering side effects in functional components. And also within the use effect, it has a callback function and also a dependency array. And that's how the syntax looks like. So within that function, we just call get articles, just like that. Okay, and let's try to log out the article from the state below the state. So console.log the article to see what data, or you can just follow the link of the URL and see what the data really entails. So as you can see, it returns an object. Doing that, we have articles, we have the title, the description, URL, the date it was published. So this is what we are trying to fetch. These are the data we are trying to fetch. So let's start. Let's wrap the whole of this view within a scroll view so that we can make it scrollable. And remember, we need to import the scroll view from React Native. So let's do so. So for the styling, let's just, for the justify content, let's specify it to be space around so you can position things within it. And also let's get rid of the text too. Since the link provides us an object, we can map through an object. So we have object.keys that returns an array of objects. So object.keys and pass in the article. Let's do that. So let's move the code above within it. We are still having an error somewhere, meaning we need to wrap the entire app within a JS fragment. So with that, we will not have any error anymore. Let's proceed to fetch the articles. So for the state article, it has articles on it, and we map through the article. And when we map through the articles, we'll be having a particular article. We grab the index as well, and we're having an instant return of a card component. So within that card, let's return another view. Within that view, let's return a text, and the text is going to output the title of the post in here. Beneath the text, let's bring in the image. Remember, you need to import the image from React Native. Don't forget to do so. The image has a source property, and since we are accessing it online, we need to use the URL, and the source is going to be URL to image. So below the image, let's output the text component, and that's going to return the article description. So article.description, and also the last one is we are going to return the article when the article was published. So it's going to be article.publishat. That's right in here. It seems we have articles within the code, which is much word. So I'm going to change the state of the article to data, and also the function to set data. So within the get articles, I need also to change it to from set article to set data, and within the object.keys we pass the data. So in here we will say data.articles.map for now. Okay. Let's import the React Native paper. That's where we get our card. So after installing the React Native paper, we import the card, so we won't get any error. I need to start the view in here, so I'll give it a flex direction of row, and also justify content center, align items center, and also giving some margin vertical of 15. And also for the text, we need to give it a font size of 18, and also a font weight of bold, and give it a flex of 1. And for the image, let's wrap it within a touchable opacity component to make it feel like something is being clicked. And also let's import the touchable opacity from React Native. And also let's move the two text beneath the view. So for the styling of the image, let's give it a width of 150, height of 150, and also a border radius of 10. And also for the description, let's give it a font size of 16. Let's start our project to see what we have so far. There we go. So we have successfully fetched the news. Hope you find this video to be useful. Give it a like and share as well. Subscribe if you have not done so.